like 6, and then like I put 5 on. I put 6 on that one day, man. That motherfucker, man.
You hit it?
And then on that machine, on that one, it's even small. I'm like, trying to. It's
you
small.
Stand on the ground.
I got to be my feet on the ground. And so at the gym over at my boys, I put on about 5, 6 of them. Because it's the one where you're not laying on nothing. You step up on the thing, and you bend down, you pull it up, and there's no chest thing impeding your, so you just, it's like, we can go there one day.
You don't do it, man.
It's major, man. It's major.
Shoot,
we gonna get this thing
Okay.
started, man.
Let me get my phone together.
Get your phone, and I'm
So you at this angle.
Yeah, that's my
You see your angle?
You see it? It look pretty good?
It needs to come up some.
Think so?
Like this way.
Okay.
Check this out, cause it was right like this on you guys. Right
Oh,
here.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
See?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's better.
All right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, I wonder if I should come from this side. No, to get this.
Yeah.
Stay over here.
If you can get both of us right here, that's cool.
Good. All right.
Yeah. Cool, man. You ready? You good?
Yeah, I'm gonna prop this up because I'm to keep it still.
Okay. Welcome to another dope episode of Bars and Beyond. I am DeMarco275. My co-host Courtney is out today. Shout out to her. I got a very, very special guest in the building today. Any NBA fans, man, any NBA fans, you gotta know this guy. He is one of the true Iron Men of the NBA. He played 23 seasons in the NBA. Actually, same draft class as Jordan, right?
That's it, 84.
Man, and was able to play in the eras of Michael Jordan and LeBron James, two of the greatest that ever played. He's a one-time NBA champion with the Spurs. Man, over 16,000 points, 11,000 rebounds. Man, you tied for KG with KG and the Chief for most seasons.
Yeah, actually, we tied. It was Chief, then I caught Chief, then I passed Chief, and then Kev came in, so he's in that company of 3. But mine actually spans over 23 years. So, if you're talking about technically, I got it.
You got it.
But, it's all good. I'm in good company.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Kevin Willis is in the building, man. Michigan State alum.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Good to have you here, man. I'm
Glad to be here, man.
a real big NBA fan. I followed your whole career
Thank
from,
you.
A kid all the
Yes,
way
sir.
to the end. You
Thank
know what I'm
you,
saying? One of them things I always wanted to ask you, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you played in both eras.
Right.
What's the biggest difference between the 80s and the early 90s and this era? But I know the three-point thing's a big thing, but what else?
Yeah, it's more of the guys are much bigger. They were stronger, they were bigger. When you're looking at small forwards like Dominique Wilkins and Larry Bird and Bernard King, these guys were like 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", small forwards.
That's true.
And then when you're looking at the power forwards, you're talking about guys from, like Charles Barkley, only 6'6", but he's a power forward, all the way to about 7'1", 7'2", and that's power forward. Yeah. And then you got your center. So every position was like dominated in. Like small forwards, dominating, power forwards, you had to be dominant, and centers. So the physicality of the game was just totally night and day. It was obviously we had finesse players back then.
Absolutely.
Alex English guys, Bernard King was somewhat finesse. But then you had the guys, the power forwards, like this pure brute strength, man.
Yeah,
Karl Malone's,
Absolutely.
Barkley's,
Oakley's,
Charles Oakley, man. Thorpe's, guys like that, Buck Williams. So you had some great power forwards. So every night, you got to come with your hard hat on. You know, to get this thing done.
A lot of banging down.
Yeah, and then when you get past the forward, then you got to contend with the center that's waiting up under the basket for you. If you happen to beat the power forward. So the physicality was just night and day.
Man, I can imagine, man. I can imagine. Out of the teams that you've seen throughout the years, what team would you say would be the best between those 80s Lakers, those 90 Bulls, and these Golden State Warriors right now?
I would say that the Lakers and the Bulls for sure, or any other team for that matter, would have given them surely a run for their money because, you know, again, it goes back to the physicality. And I love Steph. I remember Steph being a little kid in Toronto. Me and his father Dale played.
Oh
together.
yeah, okay,
And,
y'all sure did,
yeah.
sure did, okay.
And they used to come in and shoot around when we was finished practice.
Right, right.
And today's players are more finesse.
That's
they got
true.
a lot. They got, I don't want to say a lot more skills, but they focus on those things more
That's
so
true.
than we did.
That's true.
And they're gifted athletes, and such as we were.
Absolutely.
But it's just a little bit more flashier. They protect them a little bit more. But I think if they ran against Magic, Kareem, and them guys, Jordan, Scotty,
Whew.
it would have been a different ballgame, man. I mean,
Yeah.
and you see people talk about it all the time. You know, back before I got in the league in the '70s, Willis Reed and all them guys. Then it changed when we got in the league.
That's true.
And then when it gets to where we are now, it changed again.
Yeah,
It's forever,
yeah.
changing, man. But the game is the game.
It is,
you know,
man.
And
Yeah,
personnel and players and size and all that stuff changes. Shaquille, look at Shaquille in there.
Oh man, it was really. I always say it was almost to a point of like when he was at his peak, it was unfair. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? He just was bigger than everybody and just stronger.
Not only bigger but stronger, but I always thought he was nice. He didn't have to go 150%.
Hey, that's true.
Because if
That's
he
true.
did, he'd have just destroyed everybody.
You guarded him, haven't you?
I got him plenty times, man. I used to use he outweighed me probably about 70, 80 pounds, but it was.
And
just,
this ain't no little dude at all.
I'm,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm at 242.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
had 310 or even more. And it's like,
Sheesh.
but the ability to run up and down the court, and I trusted a lot on that, and then I trusted a lot on my physical strength.
No doubt.
And he had the mass on me, but it's still I was still strong as
Yeah,
hell.
yeah,
So
right.
it's like I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
But he was a monster to stop.
Yeah,
he was definitely a monster to
I
stop.
can imagine, man. I can imagine. Let me ask you, what was your favorite? I know you won a chip with San Antonio,
Right.
but what was your favorite team that you ever played with? Like as far as camaraderie throughout the years.
I would say definitely the Hawks.
The Hawks,
for sure.
the Meek and Doc
Meek and Doc
teams
and
and
Spud,
Spud,
Battle,
Tree
Cat,
Wireless.
Tree,
Ooh.
all them guys.
Hey, whoever didn't see that era, these guys had a mean squad. I mean, between them Celtics, and them the Bulls,
Pistons
obviously the
and
Pistons.
Chicago, yeah.
Them was
Yeah.
some even the Bucks.
The Bucks,
back then.
Sidney
The East was a
Moncrief,
monster, man.
Terry Cummings and all them guys.
Jack Sigma.
Sigma.
Yeah,
Sigma, man.
yeah.
But, the thing with the Hawks back there, you don't see a lot of this now. When we used to do things, we did it as a whole squad. I mean, we go to movies, it's like
What?
it's 8, 9, 10 of us going.
That's
you know,
dope,
and
man.
Go out to dinner and everything we did together. So when we got on the court, it made it much easier. And that's the biggest thing that I pull from this team with the Hawks, man. That camaraderie, that the cohesiveness we had, and that closeness, like a real family.
Absolutely.
And even when we come back home, it's like, what's going on? We gonna go out?
Yeah.
It's 7, 8 deep.
7, 8.
We come together. That's how we do our thing, man.
Man, that's
and
how
it was
it's
a
supposed to be.
blessing, man. But over the 6, 7 teams I played for, you look at Houston,
Oh yeah,
Clyde,
with Clyde
Charles,
Barkley and Olajuwon.
the Dream.
Ooh.
I mean,
Yeah, y'all did
what
have
what a team.
Matter of
man.
fact, you ended up Barkley had to sit down for you.
Yeah,
didn't he?
no doubt.
Yeah, he
because
ended up starting. Y'all remember
Chuck,
that?
Chuck got hurt,
Yeah.
and Rudy threw me in the starting lineup, and I was, for them 10, 11 games, I was averaging about 23, 24.
Man, I
just
remember
a good
that
time.
stretch. Yeah.
But it was a beautiful moment because, when I went in, it's like I'm used to starting my whole career.
No
It's
doubt.
like, well, you got Dream, you got Charles, and Kev. You know what? You gotta come off the bench. I ain't got no problem with that, man.
Yeah.
Daquan Bag and them Hall of
Yeah,
Famers.
Hall of Fame,
I mean,
absolutely.
so it was just a pleasure. I ain't got to play against Dream no more.
Yeah.
Nightmare. Man. My boy was a nightmare, man.
Yeah, man. He literally was,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
He
yeah.
literally was for
Yeah.
real. So, what else I got? Oh, you are obviously a fitness guru. That's
Right.
you linked up with my guy Tim Guns. Shout out to Tim Guns. I know. What is the biggest thing that kept you in shape on a level, the NBA level, to play for 23 years, man? Like that's amazing for real.
It's really it's a mindset and the respect and the love for the game that's what did it. And obviously, number one is God. I mean, you know, it's
Absolutely.
always putting Him first, because He kept everything in perspective for me. So it was like, I'm blessed to be 7 foot, and then being athletic and be able to run like I could run at 7 foot and whatnot. And it's like, all I gotta do is just work.
That's it.
I gotta get better. I'm not good enough to talk. I gotta go out and put the work in. So when I started lifting it, because I wasn't gonna pick up weight, just naturally picking it up.
Right.
So I figured if I hit this iron, put on 15, 20 pounds of muscle, I can hold my own, and did that from the day I started in college all the way until I left the gym last night. I still did that.
Literally.
Yeah, and it's just part of my DNA now. And not only that it helps me mentally, more so than anything, but physically, obviously, it speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
So it's helped me over the entire career.
Oh yeah. And
One
that's-
injury.
One injury your whole
I
career?
broke my foot in 1988.
What?
Training and broke my foot. Sat out that year. So if I wouldn't have sat out that year,
You had 24.
all day long.
Man, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I broke my foot, man. Training over at Georgia Tech with my boys, man, and broke that what they call the Jones fracture, the baby toe,
Okay.
the bone running across the baby toe. We broke it, man. That joker put me on the sideline for the whole season.
Ooh.
But it was a blessing in disguise. It took me out of it so I can see what's going on in this whole business of basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
it was real, and I came back even stronger. Never had an injury since.
Man, I was about to say, yeah, because I don't even remember you ever being injured, you
Yeah,
know,
man,
like
right.
for the most part.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing, man.
True.
To play them,
Truly.
play all them years. So since you retired, what all do you have going on? I know you a Atlanta, like a literal Atlantean now, you know what I'm saying? So,
Well, right now I have a couple things. You know, I studied fashion textiles in college. That was my major.
okay.
And then 4th year in the league, I started to open my own store up. And over the last, man, it's we talking about 30 years now.
What's the name of your store? Shout that out.
It's called Willis and Walker.
Willis and
Willis
Walker.
and
And
Walker.
what's Walker for?
Walker's my boy. Played college ball with
At
6'8"
Michigan State.
brother at Michigan State.
Okay.
And he and I started back in 1988. Yeah,
Okay.
We
Wow,
did about
30 years, man.
Yeah, and
That's
I've
consistency.
been doing it a long time, and I also have a foundation with my brother. We work with 17 different counties here in Georgia
Okay.
for foster care kids.
That's dope.
So we have
That's dope.
an amazing facility out in Toccoa, Georgia,
Okay. Okay.
and we sleep by like 150 kids, man. 8 all the way up to the age out, 18, 21 years old, man. Because those group of kids are the forgotten ones.
Yeah.
You know, because once you get to a certain age, nobody come trying to
That's
adopt
true,
you at that
man.
age, man.
They
You know,
not.
you 8 and 7, 8 years, you might be able to be molded a little bit. When you get 10, 11, they like, nah, pass you up, and they keep bouncing from home to home, things like that.
Right.
And so we build a facility so these kids can come to a place where people care about them, appreciate them, teach them, and then we're going to build a year-round program so kids, once they age out at 18, they have somewhere they can go instead of coming back out into the streets and getting back to what they once was.
Absolutely.
So aftercare, things like that. So it's a good cause.
Man, that's a great cause,
man.
man. Because like you said, once they get past, to be honest, like 14, 15 years old, they
it's-
start to look at them like they lost. Like
They
whatever they
lost.
are now, that's what it's going
That's
to be.
gonna
We can't help them.
Exactly. There
You
you,
know
go.
what I'm saying?
There you
So-
go. Yeah. So we're trying to, put a dent in that, man. So we work diligently at that every
Man,
day. Yeah.
man, that's a blessing, man. Shout out to everything you got
Yep.
going on, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
For real.
And it's called the Atlanta Children's Village.
Atlanta's Children's Village.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's dope, man. So now I'm gonna get into the question of the last probably 3-4 years. I know you've been asked this before. Who you got, MJ or LeBron? You can play against both of them in their prime.
MJ.
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 Is it like clear cut?
It's clear cut. The reason why it's clear cut, and you probably obviously you heard it hundreds of times, if not more of that. It's you look at areas, you look at positions, you look at the competition, you look how the league has sort of no hands-on type of defense now,
Right.
and it's just totally different. Where people think now LeBron is like this runaway train, in which he is today. At 6'8", 245, 255, whatever he is, and his skill set is just unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable talent.
Yeah.
From outside, he's worked on that jumper. Inside, but there's no one in the league one-on-one can stop him.
At all.
Okay.
At all.
So, but if you look back in the day, when defense was the thing, you got guys where but you're going to come with it tonight, because not only if you think you're going to give me 35 or 40, I'm coming right back at you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back at you. So you got to work on the defensive end and offensive end.
Right.
So
right.
it's just, and then you can count on defense. You can put your hand on somebody.
That's the truth.
Put
That's
your hand
true.
on them.
That's
so
true.
and all them little ticky tack fouls. And MJ had to go through all that. He had to go through it with Detroit. He had to go through it with Boston.
He was getting beat.
He was getting beat down. But then his mental took over. And now it's like, I gotta, not only I'm gonna get stronger, but I gotta take this to another level mentally. And then his team, the people that he have obviously put around him, man, he's just, everything he does is just masterful, man. I mean, if he could have averaged 40 if he wanted to.
If he wanted to.
If he wanted to, man, or get more assists or this and that. But it was his mental game, I think, in my opinion, that was the most dominant thing, that he would defeat people before we get on the court.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my own teammates be like, man, you got Brown. I mean, you got MJ tonight, and we started putting the defensive game plan together.
Yeah.
And you look at him, you can see on his face, man, he's like, and so we got your back. We're gonna try to give you some assists. We're gonna try to help you out.
Yeah.
But it was just, they would be defeated before they even got on the court.
Man.
And then on the court, it's just, there you go. Can't do
It
nothing
was
with
a wrap.
It's a wrap, man. And he came at you from every angle, man. From every angle. I mean, you don't do what he did. 6 championships, man, and just do what he does. I just think it's era. It's just era, because if Bron, if Bron played in y'all era back in the mid-80s and in the 90s, he probably averaged about, I think he would probably average about 19, 20.
About 19, 20. Okay.
And
okay.
he could definitely play in that era.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be no cakewalk. Ain't no cakewalk.
Now everybody listening, I don't mean to cut you off. Everybody listening out here, this is a actual NBA cornerstone of the NBA. 23, he played in 3 different eras: the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. He knows, if anybody knows, this guy knows. Jordan was a killer, a real life killer. LeBron may be, I always tell people, I think he's the most gifted overall athlete that ever stepped on the court.
Overall.
Passing, scoring, rebounding, the whole thing. But as far as going out on the court and winning and willing a team to a win, it ain't never been nothing like MJ. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So.
And when I look at that, and I look at footage of Magic, this guy's, man, was something else, man.
That's my favorite player,
Magic,
ever.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Magic was a bad boy.
Just unbelievable. And then what Magic used to do, he made everybody feel like they were the best player in the world on his team. AC Green, James Worthy, Coop, and all them guys.
All of them.
He made all them guys all-stars, man.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
He made all-stars, man. It's like,
That's crazy. The whole story.
and that was just Magic. We used to play back before I got in the league. He's a Michigan State guy too.
Was y'all there at the same time?
No,
or did
he came out in '79.
Oh, that's right.
I came out in '84, so he was 5 years ahead. But in the summer, we used to play skins and shirts.
Oh yeah.
And when he walk in the gym, it's like, oh, we on now.
Yeah.
Everybody want to see Magic walk up in there because it's gonna be competitive.
Exactly.
We gonna be on. If you happen to be on this team, we gonna win.
You gonna win. You ain't coming off the court.
You're still on the court. You're still on the court, man. It's like if you lose, just by somebody who made a lucky shot.
Yeah.
Just look at you. But it had to be like that, and that's what Magic possessed, man. So, and a lot of guys can't do that like that.
Nah, man.
Some guys get on guys, and like Kobe Bryant, he'll get on the guy. And the guy is all of a sudden now he's intimidated. He's scared. He walking on pins and needles.
Yeah.
He can't make a mistake. You can't play like that.
You can't,
know what I'm saying?
man. You can't.
Play like that. Magic was totally the opposite.
He was engaging, like
Engaging.
Yeah,
you
that's
make,
what
you
everybody
make a
always
mistake,
said.
2 mistakes, he look at you, man. Don't even worry about it. Come on, we're gonna get this right.
We're gonna get it right.
And they say, my man's confidence started going up.
Yeah.
Those things down, like whoa. So that's the type of player he was.
Oh yeah, he was something else, and I think that might be kind of the biggest difference between, of course, him and like MJ or Kobe, because they was more like you got it. It seems like they didn't understand sometimes that everybody on the court just wasn't as good as them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You have to be cognizant of that, man, because you the go-to, you're the star, you got the ball the majority of the time. Everybody's not gonna do it with you. If you got the ball like that, you can do what you want to do. You got the green light,
Absolutely.
24/7. Everybody else is just following suit. It's like, man, I was like,
It's
so
crazy.
You gotta keep that in mind.
It's crazy.
Running the team.
With this Kawhi situation, what do you think about that? This is, to me, a weird situation because we don't ever hear him talk. I know he's a laid back dude.
Right.
I ain't mad at that, but it just seems like at some point, this is your life and your money. You should come out and say something to kind of defend yourself because it's a lot of speculations. What do you see from your experiences or what you
As
think?
a player, I love Kawhi, and obviously I love the Spurs.
Absolutely.
And I hate to
Absolutely.
see them go through what
Yeah.
they've gone through.
Yeah.
But on Kawhi's side, being so quiet and never saying nothing, really 10 words in 3 years or 4 years he's been there.
Literally.
It's like
Yeah.
not really saying too much, but at least from my perspective. But when you're in negotiations like that, or some turmoil between you and someone in the front office, you and someone on the coaching staff, you have to nip that in the bud. You have to fix that. It's not worth all what's going on now. You turn away $220 million after missing basically the whole entire
The whole
season. They still saying, man, listen, I'm still giving you 220. You don't turn that down like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's confusing.
Because it's only for a 4 or 5 year deal.
Right.
You play that out. You're only in your 9th or 10th year. If you're still unsettled about stuff, you can move on in. But I'm quite sure Pop is the ultimate professional. He's the best coach I ever played for. So I'm thinking he would diffuse all that. They would work it out, and let's get back to doing what we do over in San
Absolutely.
Antonio.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it didn't happen. And I'm quite sure that Pop would do what he needs to do, and I'm quite sure Kawhi would do what he needs to do for his career, his life. But I wouldn't have never turned that opportunity down. Not only the money, but the city that embraced him,
Yeah.
the contract. He was the man.
Absolutely.
He had the city in his hands, man. And
Yeah.
to go somewhere else, to go to LA, that's Bron.
That's Bron.
That's Bron.
You in his shadows all the way
You
through.
go all the way in this
Yeah.
shit. Man, okay, and this situation in San Antonio was yours until you basically retire.
Yeah.
You retire. So I'm a Spur. I'm gone and get up in the rafters, and I'm
You
done.
right there with Tim and
Tony
Averill and all of
Marlon,
them.
David, all them
Gervin
guys,
and all of
man,
them.
all them
Yeah,
guys, man.
right
So
there. Yeah.
You just have to work out those little things. That's part of this profession.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have some disagreements. You're not gonna like the coach today. You're not gonna like him, whatever. But you work that stuff out. From
Absolutely.
playing this long, man, played for so many head coaches. I get that, man. I would. It's one thing you when you negotiate a contract and you're back and forth and stuff. That's one thing. Then once you agree on something, but the rest you go ahead and keep it moving.
Absolutely.
But this same thing, man. You're not talking about contracts. You're talking about this is more personal.
Yeah.
Personal. This is personal. What is it? What could it be? But I never got into it with
Right, absolutely.
it. And
absolutely.
I wish Kawhi the best in Toronto, and I played in Toronto, and
You
I
played in
love,
Toronto,
I
too?
love the Raptors. I mean,
Okay.
it's a great organization there too. I don't know if he's going to stay there or not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
who knows? But it's a great city. I wish him the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think LeBron gonna get a chip in LA before he retires? He got about 4-5 more solid years.
He won't get one in LA. I don't think.
You don't think so? Yeah.
Unless Steph retires and KD goes somewhere else.
Yeah,
Them
man.
boys, they got the formula.
Them boys got the, and then when they got Boogie. But how you think that's gonna work?
You know what? I think Boogie understands where he is now, even though he still get kind of crazy with stuff sometimes. But I know Steve Kerr. I played with Steve, and if Boogie get crazy, Sit you right here.
Yeah.
Sit you right there. You got 1 year. You try and get your money. Sit right there. We don't need you.
We
to win no
don't need
championship.
you.
We don't need you to win no
Facts.
championship. We gonna win the
Facts.
championship without us.
Yeah, we go
We
get it.
bringing you on for the ride, and if you can sort of help us in whatever situation and game, blah blah blah. Cool. If not, just sit right there. You won't disrupt this.
You won't
But he got
disrupt
too
it.
much talent. He got too much game, and you've been in the league now long enough to all that immature, that pouting and crying and talking stuff. The
Yeah,
rest.
it's time to go win now,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That stuff's done with that. You're not a rookie no more.
Yeah,
You're not the
yeah.
first or second year no more.
Yeah,
No.
that's what I was thinking, man. I'm like, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Well, man, I really appreciate you coming
man, no
to give
problem,
us some
man.
time, Bars and Beyond.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I'm about 15 minutes from here. So
Oh yeah, so you right in the neighborhood,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Absolutely.
No problem at all.
And what's this called? Willis and Walker.
Willis and Walker.
For like, is it for bigger?
It's for like men 6'3" and above.
6'3" and
Well, I do
above.
regular sizes too, but that's my niche market.
Okay.
Taller guys, bigger guys.
Absolutely.
It's hard time finding some stuff.
Yeah,
So, you know what
most
I'm saying?
definitely.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
absolutely.
I get it done.
And where's it located at?
It's at 2300 Peachtree Street.
Peachtree Street.
I'm
Okay.
by Peachtree Road.
Peachtree Road, because you know
Yeah,
about
right in
50
Buckhead.
Peachtrees.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm on Peachtree Road, man. I got some amazing stuff, man.
Oh, that's
Awesome
what's
stuff,
up.
man.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. Yeah, man. We have to. My big guys go check it out.
Yeah,
you
man. Just
what
let me
I'm
know
saying?
anytime, man.
Okay.
Anytime. T got my number, man. So we hook up again. I'd love to come back on your show.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
you,
no
Kevin.
doubt, man. Anytime.
Kevin
That's
Willis
real,
in the
man.
building, NBA legend, in Bars and Beyond's presence.
You know
Love
it.
it. Salute. And we check you out next time.
Peace.
Peace.